So we're here with Albert Brantley, Chief Executive of Genesis Energy, the country's largest energy retailer, and a diverse range of generation assets across hydro, gas, coal, and a bit of wind as well. I wonder if you could tell or describe for us, Albert, some of the pressures you're seeing on the supply side of energy pricing at the moment, perhaps particularly reference to the current hydro levels that we've got in the South Island at the moment.
Surely. We see the normal pressures that we always have in our business in terms of our cost profile. With thermal generation, we of course have to deal with our fuel costs. Now we've got emissions costs that have to come on top of that as well. And then for all of us, we still have that ongoing need to just meet our cost to serve, to meet our wholesale and retail requirements. We are starting to see some increases in transmission and distribution charges as well. And like most participants in the market, we're going to try to recover those costs from the market. But it's always going to be driven by what we see with competitive pressures. We still, as the largest retailer, have to anticipate we stay competitive in the marketplace, and that will always limit our ability to recover direct costs.
Okay. What do you think are the implications for the customers, your residential consumers and your larger customers, from where prices are going at the moment, given the current hydro situation?
Well, in terms of the current hydro situation, we've certainly seen some increases in wholesale pricing. The advantage with the contract that we all have between residential customers, it's a fixed price contract, so they don't see those increases. Generally, they always raise the questions when there's a lot of water around why they don't get the benefit. But it's the contract that we have that evens out those high prices we're seeing now with low hydrology against the lower prices we see when there's quite a bit of water around.
Okay, but what about in the longer term?
Oh, well, I think in the longer term, the things that we concentrate on are the things that we can directly control. We're not rain gods, so we don't make it rain or not rain, as the case may be. But what we do is that we can control our cost to serve, and you're going to see an ongoing and unrelenting pressure on costs to keep our costs under control so that we can reflect that in our competitiveness in the market.
There's been some talk earlier this morning around the ability of consumers to respond to pricing and things like that. What work's Genesis doing in this area, and where do you see some specific technologies playing a part in the future?
Yeah, if we look at the model in the electricity industry in New Zealand, it's usually been one that's been dominated by asset management, with the customer almost an afterthought and really sitting on the periphery of the equation. We believe that there's a lot more capacity that sits in the demand side of the business, and we're trying to transition Genesis Energy from focus on supply side to become much more inclusive of the demand side. Our view is that it really is about changing the customer value proposition and to bring the customer into the middle of the equation. A lot of that is driven by technological improvements. Before, we didn't have the ability to communicate with the customer, to provide advantages to the customer. Using smart meters as a platform, innovation that we're bringing into our own business in terms of products and services that we're offering to customers. We're going to start that journey with those customers to actually make them part of the equation, deliver them value, and ultimately that delivers value to us at the same time.
Okay, and I know it's early days, but can you give us an indication of what you're seeing from customers in this space for those that have the technology available, or starting to at least?
Yeah, well, I think people that have smart meters from Genesis Energy, they're now able to go online and monitor their energy usage directly. That's information that we provided free of charge. And for us, it's sort of a staged platform. It's about putting the platform of the smart meters in place to really drive the services. It's now getting the information out in terms of the energy usage graphs. The next step is that we deliver innovation into the home where people can start to use that information more effectively. And at the same time, we give them financial incentive to actually drive that involvement. We're already trialing multi-rate tariffs, giving off-peak and shoulder rates that are much cheaper than peak rates on power consumption. And it is a journey about trying to teach people how to take advantage of those services that we're going to be offering.
So a bit of a paradigm shift in terms of the customer-retailer relationship.
Completely, and you will see a lot of innovation coming out on the back of the smart meter rollout, the multi-rate tariffs, energy management in the home, and trying to get communication protocols established that actually allow the customer to use power much more effectively than they've ever done before.